Welcome back to the NoPop podcast. Today we've come around full circle again. We've got SmackDown May 9th, and I will say it is a much better show than last week. A big improvement, and I can't really say why. Dayton, Ohio, we're a great crowd. There was some great matchups, and it's just before the Backlash PLE, so we've got a lot to look forward to, and we were game for it today. What did you think of it, Bev?
Thank God. Ohio.
Dayton.
Really good crowd.
It was a really good crowd. We've had a string.
Maybe the crowd just makes the show.
I think it does. We've had a string of really good crowds. Don't get me wrong. There were some low spots for them. I mean, Street Profits didn't get much of a reaction when they first came out.
Yeah.
Santos Escobar match was a bit weak crowd-wise, but I don't blame them. I think they were hyped because they had John Cena tonight, which we will get into.
Which I don't know why anyone gets excited for, because John Cena is fucking boring as shit right now.
You saying John Cena sucks?
Yeah.
John Cena sucks. The show opens with LA Knight and Damian Priest in a tag match, which, I mean, we're just rolling our eyes at this because it's so, predictable. We said it on the card.
The home of tag teams that aren't actually tag teams.
Yeah, the home of mismatched tag teams. We knew it'd happen. We had Ricky Saints. You know why I said that? Because I thought you were doing that over there. We had Damian Priest, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Very good match. Very entertaining start to the show. And, a bit of beef between LA Knight and Damian. And maybe we were wrong. SmackDown definitely has a problem where all the top stars have to go for the US title. But by God, does it make the US title look good?
It does, yeah. It looks much better than the IC Championship. No offense to Dominic Mysterio, though.
You know what? It looks better than the World Heavyweight Championship right now.
It does.
How crazy is that?
You're goddamn right.
I mean, there's only two guys in the company that really care about that belt, and it's Seth and Jay. But that's Raw business. We'll get to that. And Logan, yeah. But
pretty weak.
Everyone that picks up that belt and holds it, from LA Knight to Drew McIntyre to Jacob Fatu, just looks like an absolute star with it. Fantastic match, but all the men got their offense in. Arguably, in my opinion, the wrong team won. I feel like the story of the match was LA Knight and Damian could not coexist, which makes sense. They got a bit of beef now. Damian tagged himself in off LA Knight's back and got huge boos because everyone loves LA Knight. And LA Knight tagged himself back in. Big pop. And, basically what ends up happening is LA Knight solo by himself and ends up picking up the win for the team.
Yeah, which is just the wrong choice. I agree. I have no clue why you would have them win.
Yeah.
They're literally about to have a fatal four-way match for the United States Championship, and you have them win together. It's like, plus you just make it Solo look terrible. I know Solo loves to lose, but
he can't buy a win. He cannot buy a win.
But making Jacob lose as well.
Yeah, no,
it makes no sense.
Obviously, he's not the one that got pinned, but yeah, Solo needed a win. He's looking like a bit of a joke right now.
When hasn't he?
Yeah, and Damian and LA Knight winning as this terrible team. It just makes the Solo and Jacob link, the chemistry between them, it makes it look shit, bro. It makes it look weak, which maybe that's what they're trying to tell.
Yeah, because eventually maybe they will be feuding, if anyone cares to watch that.
I just want him to be booked as a good tag team if Jacob ends up losing the strap, but we'll see. At the end of the match, it doesn't matter that they lost because Jacob Fatu's having none of it. He gets in the ring and lays everybody out. He's got LA Knight on his arse in one corner, Damian in the other, and he's doing the hip attack from post to post. He's cooking, and we're thinking, where's Drew? But our prayers get answered when Drew McIntyre claymores the shit out of Jacob Fatu and stands tall with the belt. What an image. What an image.
And all he needs is that belt to be a Grand Slam champion.
He will be a Grand Slam. I thought it looked weird with him holding the belt, and that's why. It's because he's never held it. And I don't know. We made our predictions videos up live on the channel now, but we don't predict Jacob's going to lose it. But who knows?
So you could.
Who knows? I mean,
Drew McIntyre should be holding a world championship.
He should be holding a championship.
Yeah, one of the big two.
Yeah, I would like that. And, now that the SmackDown tag team division, everyone's been around each other. Solo and Jacob, if they want gold on them, they could go after them. Who knows? But moving on to that, we get a backstage segment with Drew immediately, who cuts a fantastic promo on Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
He's speaking to Byron, and he mentions the point that we brought up last week about how he won the number one contendership match. Why isn't it just a one-on-one match with Jacob?
I'll tell you why, because Nick's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit.
He is just the worst GM you'll ever see.
And LA Knight being there makes sense. You get a rematch clause for losing your title. That makes sense, right? Fair enough.
Yeah.
But Damien being there.
But also, it's like if you lose a world championship match, you shouldn't be put into that championship match again. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know.
It's like it's bullshit. It's like Charlotte Flair when she tries to wedge herself back in. You just lost a match at WrestleMania.
Well, the worst to do it was Rhea. She was the worst to do it.
And she'll be coming back for it again.
Yeah. And Drew turning Jacob's line on his head. He says, the only problem when you're all gas, no brakes, making fun of Jacob. He says, eventually you hit a brick wall. And that brick wall is Drew McIntyre. What a fantastic little segment from him. And I truly believe that Drew will look good in this Fatal 4-Way. Whether he wins or not is a completely different story.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. They'll probably build up some more with that Damien bullshit and be like, look at the rivalry between these two. Look how hated they are. And then we'll have that rematch at some pay-per-view that no one asked for. Do you know what I mean? Oof.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've got a bit of Damien fatigue. In the same way I've grown when I see the Judgment Day, I kind of grown when I see Damien. But yeah, great match tonight. All men showing out. Solo probably coming off the worst here, taking that pin and a great segment from Drew. Moving on, we get into Zelina Vega backstage with Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Alba Fire.
Holding a funeral or something? I don't fucking know.
They are holding a funeral. Yeah, they are mourning the United States Championship.
Zelina walks in on them.
Holding it as well, which is so distasteful from Zelina. You know, heel moves there. They're in Nick's office as well, by the way, which is just funny. And I don't know, Chelsea Green says, "You've got no girlfriends." And Zelina says, "All right, let's have a tag match then, and I'll bring my girlfriend along." And it gets revealed that Zelina's partner is Alexa Bliss.
Hell yeah.
Big pop.
She's from Ohio.
She's from Ohio, which I didn't know.
So you know that crowd was hot.
They did go crazy, and it points out as well, one fan had a sign saying "Welcome home, Alexa" or something.
So he knew.
Yeah, that was a big gamble from him, though. He could have brought that sign for nothing. Alexa's a bit of a weird tale, isn't she? Because she was back in the Rumble. She was in the Elimination Chamber. She had a match on SmackDown against somebody who I can't remember now. And that's been about it.
Yeah.
3 matches.
I don't really know where they're going with Alexa Bliss. It's just one of those things, bro. If you're not first, you're last. And
yeah.
There's a lot of people who are not getting enough screen time.
Yeah.
They just can't win it.
No. And
I don't know what they're doing, bro. Sometimes.
If she's back, she's back. What I love about SmackDown, though, is it's not... You know how the men have the problem with the titles wrapped up, the main championship? The women don't have that problem. It's only Tiffy.
Yeah.
Anyone can go after that, which is great. You've got Nia going after it, Jade, Naomi.
Unfortunately, they do have that problem with the heavyweight championship.
The women's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anyone who wins it is going to get challenged by fucking Rhea Ripley. All the time.
All the time.
Rhea needs to go to
SmackDown. That's my belt.
Yeah, that's my belt.
Like, brother, you've lost it twice now.
Yeah.
It's not your belt anymore.
And that's why Liv can never win that belt again, unfortunately. Because Rhea will just come after it and we get the same shit.
You've never beaten me properly. That's still my belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's
the issue? Like, if Drew McIntyre can't have a title, why does Rhea need to have one constantly?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's I don't know what the term is. I think I remember seeing this in a video, but I heard about this. Never heard of it before. It was like 50-50 booking. You know when there's a feud and they both win an even number of matches,
yeah,
and it doesn't feel like it's over? I think that happened with Rhea and Liv. I feel like they both won a even number of matches.
I don't think it was even at all.
You don't?
No, I feel like they made Liv look so much more weaker. And maybe they did have the same amount of wins and stuff. But yeah. I mean, like, you know, when Liv won, it was like some pussy ass shit.
Of course, it had to be, though. I don't know. But Liv can't come back from that title. Why was I talking about Rhea? Fucking hell. SmackDown, anyway. Yeah, this match, it's just a tag team match, isn't it? It really is. Zelina...
were you loins?
They
They weren't tingling?
Not really, no. God's sake.
I've got some bad news.
Yeah, it wasn't much of anything. Zelina having the title. I mean, fuck me. She's won the title when she just can't get away from Chelsea. So if that's going to be the case, Chelsea may as well still have it. I don't know. It's cool that we've got now for the first time we've got a bit of lineage for these titles because the IC is still with Lyra.
It's a mid-card title for a reason.
I know, but they're still new. They're fresh. You can still make them book. Look at Gunther's IC reign, dude.
But my God, Selena making that belt look like shit.
A little bit.
With all due respect, I like Selena, but it's just not cutting it.
But there's not enough talent on SmackDown, women's mid-card. There's not enough talent there.
Yeah, because all the women are feuding for the actual belt.
Yeah. And you could do that thing where they have a top star, like they're doing with Becky a bit. A top star comes for it anyway, and you can make the title look a bit more legitimate.
Just like they're doing with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do that, though, with the Women's United States Championship belt. Imagine if fucking Jade Cargill turns up next week and goes, I want that belt. You'd be going, what?
Should be getting it.
You should be getting it for a start, but you'd be going, what? You want that belt? Why?
It's beneath me.
It's beneath her, yeah, and the United States Championship doesn't feel like that, but the women's one kind of does. I don't know. It was great for Chelsea. Actually, just a prop for it. But yeah, the match was fine. Zelina ends up winning the match with a really nice code red. Alexa Bliss hits a super kick on Chelsea, I believe it was. And they pin her 1, 2, 3. And that's all she wrote. Yeah, another tag match. How many tag matches do we have tonight?
More than was needed.
3. 3 tag matches.
It was too many.
Yeah, it was too many. Then we get everyone's favorite female superstar, Charlotte Flair.
All hail the queen.
All hail the queen, baby. And here she is, blessing Dayton with her presence. And I feel like we had this conversation, didn't we? She has accepted she's a heel.
Yeah, well, she really didn't want to accept that.
No.
She was upset when people were booing her. Yeah. And she was trying to win them over. You guys don't like me?
And it was really uncomfortable.
I do this for you.
Yeah.
It's like, oof.
Super uncomfortable
and
promos.
And she stated when she came out that she just came off the best for a women's WrestleMania match ever. What talking about? I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
No.
What are you? First of all, Rhea versus Io and Bianca
was fantastic.
Was way better. That shit was fire.
If they'd have said that for that, I'd be like, okay,
I believe
sure. But not for this.
Not Tiffy versus Charlotte. And then it was okay. I think Jade versus Naomi was better
as well. Yeah, she pulled up the photo of Tiffany from the match, looking all busted up as well.
Also, she's rattled, bro. You know how she's like stuttering, and
yes, she do that.
She stutters. She doesn't get her words out, and when she doesn't get her words out, she like awkwardly smiles, like, and it's like, oof.
Do you think she's got like go away heat?
Low key, maybe.
Because they were telling her, she was like, I'll leave, I'll go now. And they were going, go.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's not, because if Gunther was doing that, we'd be like, no, we want to hear what you have to say. But Charlotte's fully like, yeah, go away. I don't know. But then immediately we get Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. And Jade throwing shots at Charlotte. Strange. Very strange.
It doesn't matter, she's gone away.
Yeah, well. That's another thing. On Charlotte's way out of the building, Alexa Bliss slams her car door shut on her, and they have a little stare. They have a little stare down. So that's two people beefing, quotation marks, throwing shots at Charlotte. It feels like she's a bit of a bad smell on SmackDown at the minute. No one really wants her around, dude. I don't know.
Well, I think she actually has backstage
heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes sense, wouldn't it? That's why everyone's firing shots at her. Maybe they're playing into that a little bit. But I don't know. They got to get that belt off Tiffany because she's not coming back for that. But this match was fire. Really enjoyed this match. Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, #1 contendership. It is not without its shenanigans, though, because midway during the match, by the way, Jade Cargill absolutely showing out. Hits a suplex on Nia Jax. Did she hit a Samoan drop?
Yeah, she
hits a Samoan drop. Just so powerful. Throwing Nia off the top rope as well. I don't know what Nia was doing up there.
I'm still wondering who's stronger, Jade or Bianca?
Bianca.
Because, I've seen Bianca KOD
Piper.
But, I think Nia Jax is bigger than Piper Niven. So,
She's definitely taller.
Well, they need to have a strength competition.
We need to get them on the podcast, do an arm wrestle. Bianca and Jade.
Snap my arm.
Dude, yeah, I'm not tagging in there. But either way, absolutely great from Jade. And I feel like, man, We looked at cage match ratings not long ago. They can't be going up, bro. This was a great match. Who was protecting her? There was no one to hide behind. It was just her, and she had a great match.
Yeah,
and
Nia Jax is a really good heel.
We love Nia Jax. It's crazy, isn't it?
She doesn't have go away heat. They were saying you can't wrestle. Yeah, but like, okay, it's fun to hate Nia Jax. I'm not like, oh, please get off my fucking screen.
No, neither am I. I don't think since she came back, we really enjoyed her. We were never like, fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, she's putting on bangers with Naomi.
She was. And even when it's bad, like do you remember when she did the Hurricanrana on Rhea Ripley?
Ridiculous, dude.
It was like so bad it was great. Do you know what I mean?
I can't believe she attempted.
She tried to hit the Hurricanrana.
She attempted to kill herself.
It was better than the one on LFG. It was so fire. Even when Nia Jax is bad, she's great. And you can't wrestle, Chance, dude. She don't need to wrestle to be great.
She knows how to work a crowd.
She knows how to work a crowd. Yeah, her facial expressions, everything.
She's not like Tiffy, where you're like,
oh god, how do we prefer Nia on the mic than Tiffy?
It's Tiffy time.
It's Tiffy time. We got plenty of that because Tiffy was at ringside for this match. Feeling out the competition, who's going to be her next challenger, and we get Naomi coming to the ring, attacks Tiffy and Loki. Well, high-key cost Jade the match, which means we are getting Nia versus Tiffany again. I feel like enough time's passed.
I don't get why.
I don't get why either, but I feel like enough time's passed. And Lord, please let Nia win it. Let's end this bullshit. You know what, dude?
I don't think she will win it.
You know, this might be a hot take. You know who would look good with the United States Women's Championship? Fucking Tiffany. And let's get someone else holding the United. She's an all-American girl, whatever. She'd do the matching gear.
Valley girl.
Yeah, Valley girl. She would look great with the belt. And let's not forget, she was in the gauntlet to go for the belt in the first place and lost to Michin.
Yeah, I feel that belt's got too much weight behind it. I'm afraid she can't carry it.
Yeah, let's give her a run with the American title for a bit, maybe.
Let's get her off this title, dude. Let's give it to someone else.
Well, I feel like it's too late now because she can't lose that belt and then go, I'll go for the US title. It feels like a demotion. But the problem with that now is none of the women want to go for it. Naomi would go hard with it as well, by the way. All of them. It's a really good looking belt.
Yeah, I'd love Naomi with a title, dude.
Yeah.
I was hoping she'd get one when she was a babyface.
Well, it should have happened, shouldn't it? She was so over. Well, she's still doing great work as a heel, but...
And then they turned her heel.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have turned Bianca heel instead.
Well, there's still time, isn't there?
Well...
She's getting booed.
She's getting booed, but I'm saying, like, Naomi's... She's fully a heel now.
Yeah, she's like twitching
there's no baby
and shit.
Face.
Yeah,
proceed with caution.
Proceed with caution. We all are.
Actually tweaking.
She's actually tweaking.
Mouth twitching. Actual freak.
She is a freak. And then we get the Street Profits. They want the smoke. They come out. They are really banged up with bandages on their ribs and arms from the classic TLC match last week. Absolutely fire. Was it last week? No, it wasn't last week. It was like 2 weeks ago now. Anyway. Might have been 3, but they're still banged up from the damage. And they're cutting a little bit of a promo, saying all this, we're laying it down. They have been laying it down. They've been a great tag team. And Fraxium come out. Wow. This was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it?
I fucking love Fraxium.
I love Fraxium too. And
they've been here for 3 weeks.
And they challenged the fucking... Well, if you don't ask, you don't get, right?
Yeah.
They came out there and they asked for a title match. They didn't get that, but Nick Aldis gave them a shot against the Street Profits. And
which, it's kind of...
tainted.
Yeah, it's tainted with the fact that they're so banged up and injured. It's like, you beat them, but they were banged up.
They were indeed.
And of course, Nick, the piece of shit, doesn't care about his talent or his champions and was like, yeah, go ahead, Fraxium.
Yeah, it was pretty silly from him, wasn't it? Like, I
don't know. He just hates people.
He does. In what world would you put the Street Profits in a match right now with they still had the bruised ribs on, and throughout the whole match they are selling it as well. They're doing flips and landing.
Montez Ford is so fire.
He is so good, and so is Angelo Dawkins, and so is Axiom, and so is Nathan Frazier. This match absolutely cooked, and ultimately it is Axiom who pull off the win. They hit the leg sweep into the drop kick. Oh my god. And they beat the champions 3 weeks into their run at the top. They're not even
tainted.
It is tainted, of course, but it makes the fact that we can allow them to win and not kill their momentum because they're injured. Obviously, dude, Nick allowed the match. What are they supposed to do? Show mercy. They won. But this was great. This was absolutely great.
I think we need a committee. You know how like trains have those committees?
Yeah.
that allow them to work 2 hours a week.
Oh, what? Like a thingy? What do you call it?
SmackDown committee.
A fucking union.
A union, yeah.
Well,
they need a union.
the
Mello, Street Profits, and anyone who's been fucked over by Nick.
because we've been badly booked.
So
We need a union.
half of the roster.
Well, we would have had a union if it weren't for Hulk Hogan, but that's neither here nor there. And yeah, yeah, if they had a union, they wouldn't have wrestled tonight. But you know, them long hours. And then I will mention this as well because we have a backstage segment between Axiom and MCMG. This shit, they are keeping this in the chamber. They're not firing it just yet because this is gonna melt your brain when it happens. I don't want to give it too much expectation. I hate that when a match has so much expectation, but it just is going to be good, innit? It just is. It's MCMG versus Fraxium. We can't wait. Two of our favorite tag teams going head to head. Well, you know, Pretty Deadly. We also love them, but
they're not on their level.
They're not MCMG. They're not Fraxium, and they have a backstage segment. MCMG just giving them props. It's all friendly. It's all cordial. They are also bandaged up as well from the TLC match, rightfully so as well, if you saw that. And DIY come and lay all four men out, saying that you just took advantage of injured wrestlers from the TLC match. That's low. He's screaming that in Nathan Frazier's face. I mean...
He's spitting facts.
He's spitting facts, yeah, but he's one to talk, right? They clean someone out to get a championship match. But, you know, they're on the horse, the high horse, holier than now. And Fraxium have come into the tag team division and they're just slotting in so nicely, aren't they? We all knew they would as well. They're getting wrapped up in the beef. And hopefully this means that we're going to get DIY versus Fraxium soon then, just to settle that. I don't see Fraxium losing, bro, unless DIY are going to cheat or whatever. We got to give them some losses, right? You got to eat your vegetables.
Eventually.
Yeah. And next up, we have a match with Carmelo Hayes, one of Bev's favorites, HIM, against Aleister Black, the new guy, on block.
I'm the greatest.
'Cause I'm the greatest. And Aleister Black, you know, he gets waking up from his coffin and he comes down to the ring against Mello with his Dre chain. He's got the Miz in tow as well. And this was absolutely fantastic. But I will say, I feel like Aleister Black got a lot of the offense off, didn't it? It was a lot of Aleister Black.
Oh my god, dude, he's just fucking shit up, dude. That knee
Catches Mello's leg
disgusting.
and jumps up with a knee to the
I mean,
face.
he was outstriking him.
He was outstriking.
Someone needs to tell him this ain't
This ain't MMA, bro.
this ain't Muay Thai.
This ain't Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
And it was always going to be that story in it. Like, Mello was doing great grappling off the ropes and stuff, but Aleister Black just had his
And
number.
what was the point of having him win the Battle Royale if you're just going to have him lose to Aleister Black in his next match?
It's not like you win.
I know he got rolled up, so it's not that bad,
exactly.
But
if you had this match a month ago, he'd have beat him, knocked him out.
yeah,
Now
at least
he's
he didn't
getting
get
rolled up.
Black masked.
Yeah, so we're getting a bit, we're getting there. And Aleister Black gets the roll up on Carmelo Hayes, and the Miz charges the ring, and he gets the black mass in again for the third week in a row.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Miz, you got to learn how to duck and weave, bro. Aleister Black looking really strong as well.
I don't know why they're booking him so strong. The
Because he's
SmackDown's
new.
really loving the power couple between Selena and Aleister Black.
Yes, they are, dude. They're both getting a push. Isn't it weird how that's timed? Aleister Black comes back to the company and Selena wins the belt.
I'm not coming back unless my girl's U.S. champion.
There you go. I don't know. He's definitely... I mean, I know Rusev's not been here as long, but I'm definitely more excited about Aleister Black at the minute than Rusev.
Rusev!
Yeah, there you go. And
Fighting,
then...
that bowling ball.
That bowling ball. We can't stop calling that, bro. Then we get another tag team match.
Is this the third tag team match of the evening?
This is the third tag team match of the evening. We get Rey Fenix and Andrade versus Los Garza with Santos Escobar on the outside for them. And for some reason, he pops his shirt off during the match like he's in the ring. I don't know.
Just like Angel when he pops his trousers off.
Why is everyone undressing? You don't see Paul Heyman popping his shirt off.
I don't get it.
I want one of it.
Actual freak nasties.
Freak nasties. Yeah, it was a really fun match. It's always going to be with Ray
But at the end of
Phoenix.
the day, it's another tag team match where one of the tag teams isn't actually a tag team.
Yeah.
It's just a bit jarring.
It is a bit jarring, and it's just nice to see Andrade. But this just goes to show again that you need to have good stories and good characters. It's like Bubba Ray said on LFG. He said, entertainment trumps wrestling every single time. And it did here. It really did. Because we don't care about Santos Escobar. And WWE really aren't doing much to make us care either. He's not getting mic time. And it might be too late for him.
Who cares about Santos? He'd do great in AAA, I think.
Yeah, you would. And, dude, it might be the direction for him. I don't want to speculate too much on that. I'm not there in the contracts. But one thing that is a little bit interesting, definitely not too much, Humberto at the end of the match, Santos gets in the ring, get up, telling them, screaming at them to get up. And Humberto finally bites back just a little bit. God, dude, if they get him some training on promos and something, give him new gear, a bit of a character, who knows what he could be, man.
I'm not willing to hear you out on that, though.
No, I know.
Like, I couldn't care less. I'd rather we not have to sit through
Los Garza shit.
Yeah, for at least 15 minutes every week is too much.
Yeah.
A whole segment is like, come on, guys. We've got nothing else. No other people.
No. And we're not hating on them in the ring because you can't.
No, they're great in the ring, but this is
both of them.
This is the world of wrestling entertainment business.
Yeah. And Ray Phoenix is here, and he's not had a lot of mic time or storylines, but we're more interested in him. A, because he's new. B, because he's got character. He's got taste. He's got flavor. Los Garza,
Animals.
La Familia, they just don't.
What do they do? They do the claw thing. It's like
stupid.
They barely speak English.
Yeah. I mean,
with all due respect.
With all due respect, I mean, if you want American English-speaking audiences to connect with you, bro, I don't know. Why do they say it in Spanish and then say it in English after?
I don't get it. Yeah,
I don't know.
Like,
even Damian Priest does that sometimes.
I really don't get why shows and things do that.
No, neither do I. And you can do it because when Ray Phoenix starts shouting shit in Spanish or whatever, I get hype. But he's no Ray Phoenix. None of them are.
Seattle.
No. And yeah, Penta's killing it on Raw. Andrade just underutilized, dude. I remember when they brought him back in the Rumble 2023.
They've not got anything for him. There's nothing for him to do.
No.
Apart from beef with other Mexicans.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have been so upset when the script writers give me my script and I'm like, I'm with Garza this week. Please. Is there no one to take on right now? I don't know. SmackDown just feels so hollow sometimes. Like, am I wrong in thinking that? Like, the women's mid card.
Sometimes. I fully agree with that.
There's just, I feel like if I walked the hallways of the SmackDown building, there'd be no one there. Like, where is everyone? Yeah, hello. There's no one there. And then speaking of hollowness, we get John Cena coming down to the ring, and he starts cutting a promo, and it's a lot of the same notes, but he does end up cooking.
It is the exact same notes.
It is the same notes.
Everything, hustle, loyalty, respect. He just says the same crap.
That whole promo had a structure to it. He went through hustle, loyalty, respect, repeated shit, but he explained why Randy doesn't have it.
All right, hop off.
He said, hustle, Randy doesn't have hustle. He's only cashing a check. He mentions his 2006 drug test. He said,
I wonder what he popped for. Do you think it was recreational or performance enhancing?
We will have to research that. My guess is performance enhancing.
I was going to guess recreational.
You think Randy likes a joint every now and again?
Yeah, probably like he didn't pass the weed test or something.
Yeah. But I don't know. It was just another bit of... I'm excited for the match regardless. And he said he built up the rivalry between him and Randy. He said, if you're 12 to 55, you've picked Randy or you've picked John. And I get that. That's pretty cool. And then he says, no one remembers Cowboy Bob Orton, his dad. We don't. I remember him in the Hell in a Cell match and whatever back in the like 06 when he was on Randy's side or something against Undertaker. That's about it. Facts though. Randy's saying about how he's a third generation superstar. Everyone remembers Dusty Rhodes, right? Dusty's a massive figure who was still in the WWE. Yeah. The Rock's family, they're still pretty present. Rikishi and shit. Randy being a third generation, yeah, I don't want to disrespect Randy in any way, shape, or form because I'm terrified of that man. But John Cena's got a point there. It's something like everyone thinks but no one says.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He says it. He said the best thing that Randy Orton Jr. ever did was knock up Randy's mum. That is mad disrespectful. Randy better get his lick back for that. He better punt kick him in the head. We can't have a punt kick though, because
I'd love a punt kick.
if Randy punt kicks John, he wins. You can't lose with a punt kick.
Dude, John Cena keeps talking so much shit just to get hit by one move, and then he's flat out.
I was going to say this. Thank you. Every week, John Cena gets laid out with one move, and he's just end of his promo. He's laying flat on his ass, breathing up, spread like a starfish.
That's our world champion.
That's our champion right there, and it's every week. I get it. He's not the John Cena of old. He's cheated to win the belt, so
it's a bit jarring every week watching that shit happen.
Go and watch our oldest videos when we speak about the John Cena retirement. We wanted John Cena tearing the house down. We wanted John Cena running through people and dominating everything. And we got a glimpse of that in the Elimination Chamber a little bit when he went on a tear. He won it, obviously, because of Seth interfered. But now he's just getting laid out all the time. He's cheating and shit. But this is the point. And I get that this is the point. I know. But it's just, you can still be disappointed. You don't have to enjoy the shit.
Yeah, the issue isn't he's a heel. The issue is the way he's being a heel. It's just jarring.
I think I saw on I can't remember if it was Jim Cornette or Sandy, said, you know how everyone's saying, oh, John's ruining wrestling, but that's the point.
Yeah.
He says, if some guy tells you he's going to shit on your pillow, do you have to enjoy it just because he followed through with it?
Yeah, you know.
On God, I can't remember.
He told you he was
going to do it. Yeah, you don't have to. It's about enjoying the journey. You know, the journey's the best part. But I'm not. And hopefully after this Backlash main event, things pick up a little bit. Randy sent some guy out who looked like him. We knew it wasn't Randy. He was way too small.
Way too small.
And he was in a balaclava as well. And John Cena lays him out. And then Randy comes out the second time. And I mean, I just want to know who the hell he sent out to. Who did he pay to go get laid out by John Cena? Great moves.
And of course, John Cena can't hear the crowd.
No.
So they can't hear the.
Yeah. At the start of his promos, while someone threw an empty beer can at him, that has to be set up, right? No one throws shit, dude. People have come out there and said despicable things about other people's favorite wrestlers, about people's towns. No one's ever threw anything. I know this is John Cena, but he's been coming out there for weeks in Europe as well. I hope
we get more throwing stuff at him.
Yeah,
everyone just throws their ball.
A dart. I don't know, something at him.
Cena, die.
We're not encouraging people to throw shit at John Cena, by the way. We just think it's funny. Well, Bevers, lawyers can come for him. But that concludes this episode of SmackDown. May 9th. A lot better. Signs of improvement, at least. You know, Backlash tomorrow. We can't wait. Thank you very much for listening.
NoPop.
NoPop.